everybody. This is Cooking with Ease. Ellen and I are back again, and we have two what we think are really wonderful recipes. One is a Vidalia onion souffle, and the other, Ellen, is
a tomato feta tart.
Right. Ellen and I both have worked with this recipe, which are the onions, but actually Ellen's going to teach me how to make the tart and to work with the dough, with the puff pastry.
We want to not complicate your lives, and we will have all the recipes. As I don't know whether everybody realizes, but we always have our recipes in the food and beverage office or the POA office. I'm not really sure which one, but we do, and thanks to Bobby Weiner, sometimes they're in our publication. But these both can be used, as you will see, as side dishes along with other meals, and they are, in both cases, pretty easy and pretty impressive looking and not very hard to make.
This comes out exactly the way it's supposed to. We're going to show you, and it really is pretty, and I think you really enjoy it. So we're going to start the onion first because it takes about 40 minutes to cook.
But what we did was we used one stick of butter and 4 pounds of onions sliced. And very honestly, the big onions are about, I'll show you an onion.
The sweet onions.
These onions are all about 1 pound. The onions that you get, we happen to have used yellow onions, but you can use yellow or red. Actually, the red is real pretty in these souffles. But this is a 1 pound onion, so you'll know.
All right, so what we did is that we started our onions and we let them cook down. And right now, I think Ellen wants to teach me how to do the tart while we're allowing that to happen.
Okay.
So do we want to do that, or do we want to mix it?
Absolutely. Okay. And the interesting thing is, the one thing you need to do is your onions in advance. They have to cook for about 40 minutes, and they get to be this color, which is golden. And then they need to be cooled. So for the sake of our time and Keith's time, we have actually prepped this ahead of time. We will show you how to make the Vidalia onion souffle in a little bit. But first, we're going to show you how to, and I'm going to let Ethel do this one. We are going to make a tart. Now, the coolest thing about puff pastry shells that you can buy at Publix or anywhere else is that they are really ready for you. I have typically done a little bit of rolling afterwards. Most of the recipes that call for tarts tell you at about the dough should be about 1/8 of an inch thick. This is slightly thicker, so I have been putting a rolling pin to it. So Ethel, you can, but you don't have to if you want to roll it a bit. So I have to
open. This is first for me using this, so I have to be very careful, right?
Okay, it should be pretty easy, easy breezy.
Sort of easy.
Sort of easy, okay.
Well, it is on television. You know, we don't want a great big hole to burst in the middle like this. Okay, yeah, it is pretty easy. Okay.
Yeah. And this is a little, as I said, a little thicker, but it's not going to be a very big deal. Okay. We're also going to show you a somewhat improvised. The original recipe, and I looked up after I made this. It was something that I had when I was in Africa this summer, and it was delicious. And I got the recipe from these people, you know, at this beautiful camp that we were visiting. I subsequently went online and found about 100 different similar kinds of recipes using different kinds of cheeses. So again, this is a no-brainer. What we're going to do here is slice tomatoes because they'll be decorating the top of this tart. And so the original recipe, and I will submit that recipe, asks that the tomatoes be cut, these small tomatoes be cut in half, and then drizzled with oil.
Oh, just half, not sliced?
Yeah, no, you're perfect. The way we're doing it, it's perfect. And putting them in the oven for about a half an hour, and then they begin to look almost like sun-dried tomatoes. However, after doing this recipe a few times, I found out that when it's in the oven baking, it does the same thing. So I eliminated that step. Okay. Not skinny. Oh, no, about thirds. But that's fine.
Okay.
Our mixture can be any kind of cheese we want, but we're going to do today, we're going to do a mixture of feta and Parmesan. Okay, so we're going to put about, and here's our processor back here, Ethel. So you're going to put probably pretty much that whole thing of feta, which is about a cup of feta left. About 4 ounces is what the recipe calls for. And she's going to put
How do you
4
open-
ounces
First
of
I gotta
that.
figure out how to open this thing.
Oh, okay,
Gotcha.
that's it, that's it. And then about the same amount of Parmesan cheese.
That's about a cup, you think?
Yeah, it's a little bit more, but if you put in more, that's all right.
Yeah.
And I'm looking for the 4 eggs that we had.
Right there.
Oh,
I have 3. Did
3.
you want 4?
Actually, no, 2 is all we need for that. So this must be for something else, but we'll use it now.
It's for this.
Okay, we'll get
Right
that.
in
But we
here?
need
Right into
2
the-
eggs, 2 eggs in there also, yes.
Right into a drawer, by the way.
I'm sorry?
Right into your drawer.
Yeah, I keep it in my drawer. It makes it much easier to process. So
Okay.
that's that. And a little salt, a little pepper is good. So we're just going to shake a little of that. Okay,
Here's your
and
pepper.
here's a little salt. That was pepper. You can just add a little salt to that. The only other ingredient that's going to go into this is going to be basil, and we will blend that. But first we're going to blend this. And now, Ethel, at the same time, why don't you move these over and chiffonade a little bit of basil. And if anybody does not know what chiffonading is, it's
I
really...
actually do. Okay.
Okay, I know you do. So why don't you tell everybody?
Well, you show them, you started, you're rolling it. We're going to roll it and then cut small pieces. So.
Roll and cut, and that's exactly makes a chiffonade, and it will then blend into the mixture. Put this in the processor for just a minute and blend it well. Okay, and here's our mixture. Let's just throw some of the basil right into here, and we'll mix that up for a minute.
All of this?
Not all of it, but some of it. Just perfect. Okay, and here we are. So here's our mixture.
Okay.
Let's just wipe that
Are we putting that
off
on
here. All right, my good old hands. Okay. It's tasty.
We need,
Spatula is
yeah.
right there.
I got it.
Now, the important thing here to remember is you cover it, but you must leave 3/4 of an inch of puff pastry around the outside so that you get that beautiful puff pastry at the end of the baking. So, evenly mash it, but make sure you leave that opening.
I promise.
Perfect.
So I think the best thing is to kind of get it into the middle and then go that way.
Okay. Other suggestions to do this exact same puff pastry, you can do cheeses with fresh fruits. You can do creamed spinach. You can do absolutely anything. And it
We're
just
gonna use
looks
it all,
so
yes?
impressive. Yeah, that's fine. But nope. You want to leave those ends.
Sorry. I got it.
Leave those ends. And you can always wipe it off if you have to. That's okay. Whoa, this one got overcooked.
We got to take it out. It looks so
I'm
pretty,
grabbing
though.
this.
Take it.
I'm grabbing this. We have one in the oven that's now overbaked,
But it looks pretty.
beautiful. Just a little overbaked. Very overbaked. But nonetheless, it will be delicious. Just more brown than you would normally.
Crispy. Some people like crispy.
Okay.
So am I doing this right?
That is gorgeous. Now you smash
Well, I wanna
yeah,
get
that's
all
fine.
of it.
That's, oh, I didn't measure, so we've got a lot there. But if you want to add more, you can. Go ahead. Sure, what the heck. If a little is good, a lot's better. Okay,
right.
great. That's perfect. And that's
Yeah.
all right. That's, that's all right. All right, and now we're going to insert the tomatoes
I'm coming.
into the, in sections so that you can cut them in sections later on, okay? So we're going to dip it right into here. We're going to cut a few more to make them a little bit thicker here.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to do
You want me to
that.
cut thicker ones now?
We can, I think we only need maybe one more row of thicker ones. Perfect. Just because they dissipate a lot while they're baking. Perfect. That's gorgeous. Just perfect. And now I want to sprinkle the rest of the basil. And we're going to put that into the oven to have a lightly brown tart. You will want to bake it for about half an hour. And it will begin to bubble, and it will be delicious. This will also be delicious, just a little crunchy. And we're going to put this into
Do you
the
want
oven.
more basil?
Do you want more basil?
No, I just asked you.
Either one. I don't know.
No, that's fine. It looks good.
It looks perfect. I think it looks beautiful like this, actually.
Okay.
So we're going to stick this in the oven. And that's that. Now for our,
Okay, here we go.
all right. Now we're gonna make these delicious. And we better get some more eggs for this. We stole the eggs from the other one. All right. The
Okay.
onion souffle is, okay, so
It's going to be done as a side dish, and we've done it two ways. We've put them in large ramekins so that they could actually pick up one and have their own, and you could serve one right in the dish. We've also made it in a larger souffle. This happens to be a pan. You can use another kind of ceramic souffle dish and do it that way.
Okay.
So these are nice and cool right now, which is why we can now make
first we blend our
we're
dry,
going to make,
first we blend our dry ingredients.
Oh, I did-
Okay,
well,
and
there's
we
the
have, the recipe is a full recipe. What Ethel and I have done in order to show you before and after, we split the recipe. The typical recipe calls for 3 tablespoons of flour, and I don't remember how, you'll have to look at the recipe.
Okay.
And we want half of that. So
Okay.
I think it's 1.5 tablespoons of flour.
so we're going to do one, yes, so we're going to, we did our butter and everything, and this is going to be just a smaller amount of Italia onions. The original was 4 pounds, this would be 2. A little salt, 3 tablespoons, we're doing 1.5 tablespoons of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder,
Okay.
which would have been 2.
Right.
And 3 large eggs, 1 cup of heavy cream, and 3/4 of the Parmesan cheese. We're going to use half the amount for that. So for the half recipe.
And a little bit of this. Okay.
And
so-
actually, it comes out well in the half as well as it does as in the whole. So then to this, we're
Our
adding-
dry ingredients are mixed. We are now going to take a cup of whole cream, 3 eggs.
Here.
There's 1, and then here's 2 more. And
Okay. You want the recipe?
what we have left is a 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese, and we have barely a 1/2 cup left, so we're going to mix that up. I'm going to throw that in the mixer for just 1 minute.
Okay, Ellen's going to put
Wow,
it in her
Ethel,
mixer. And so we're finished with the flour. And I think we're going to do 3 ramekins, and we're going to do a souffle.
But we're going to show you that. We're
Right.
not necessarily going to do that right
Right.
now. But anyway, we now have our 3 ingredients mixed. We're now going to whisk in our dry ingredients into this mixture. Ethel, here, I'll let you whisk away. And then you're going to fold in the onions into that mixture. Okay. Whoop. Okay.
All right, well.
All right. And then we're going to fold these in. So here, you just fold them in. As I take them, you're going to fold them in. Fold, yeah. Everybody knows what folding. Perfect. Great. Okay.
Now I'm
And
gonna-
once that's all blended,
You want to fold them in because the onions are not chopped, so you need to fold them so all of it gets included in between all these onions because
I
they're
found the
big
3
pieces.
eggs we were looking for.
Okay, we found them. Well, that's okay. So
Okay.
that's what it will look like. And now into our,
Okay. And we have to use a spoon because you want the liquid as well as the solid to go in. So we're going to take a ladle.
I'm going to let you do that
This is
because you
going to
do
be a
that
little,
better
well,
than
this
I
is going to
do.
be a little bit big. This ladle's a little roomy for it. But just so you get some idea, I'll show you what a spoonful looks like. You're going to have some of that, and then you're going to take the liquid, okay? And when they're complete, they're going to look like this. You're going to have some liquid on the outside and the onions on the inside. And you're going to fill those. This will fill between 6 and 8 of this size ramekin. It calls for au gratin dishes, okay? If you have au gratins, that's the ones that are usually shaped kind of like an oval. They're usually made out of ceramic, but that's how you're going to fill them, just kind of like that. And you're going to put them on a cookie sheet, just in case they get hot. I don't think we have any more cookie sheets in this house right now,
Okay,
so
okay.
we're going to imagine there's a cookie sheet. That's one size. The other size you can use Well, you're going to see in 1 minute because
We're
going
going
to
to show it
take
to you.
out.
We're going to take these away because we made them ahead of time because we weren't going to be able to, sorry, I'm not supposed to really go over there because we have a little messy kitchen over there. But anyway, we're going to show you what they look like when they come out because they really are beautiful and we don't want. Actually, in the recipe, they showed it in some kind of a pan like that. But it doesn't have to be. You can put it in a ceramic.
And voila. We're going to use the old voila, and voila.
Yeah.
And these are the soufflés. And here is our tart. Let's slice them up and take a look. Okay, beautiful.
Yeah, just cut it like a quarter. Meanwhile, it works great with this. How about that?
Terrific.
Okay. I'm cheating here.
Okay.
Oh, it's nice and flaky. Okay, and here, give me a couple of those.
The souffle should be served pretty quick. It's very hot, very hot.
Okay.
Yeah. The souffle should be served immediately because they do fall. As you see, they have fallen even in the last 10 minutes.
But I don't think we need to stress. I mean, I think this would be okay because, you know,
that's as bad as it's going to look.
this is as
How's
bad
that?
as it's that's just as bad as it's going to be. I think I'll try this one.
Okay.
They're delicious.
Oh my God. I've had that.
This is delicious.
This might be the best thing I've ever tasted. We've never, until today,
No,
we had
didn't
never
taste
tasted this.
but it looked good. And I think that's another thing about recipes. Ingredients show. Ingredients definitely show. And we love the ingredients from the beginning.
This is worth the cheat if you consider this cheating, and it also
Delicious.
can be used as a side dish to any meal. Anytime.
Anytime.
It
It's
is
delicious. It's really delicious.
Really
Really
good.
delicious. Okay.
So we invite you to try the foods, to cook with us, to continue watching the show, and come to us with other good ideas. And thank you for watching Cookie with Ease.
Thank you again. I'm going to eat this. Oh, he's watching us eat.